Hello, boys and girls. You learned about lines, you learned about shapes, you learned about how to make shape people. Did you know you can also use shapes to make animals? Well, guess what? Today we're going to make a circus, knowing what we know about those things. And a circus is a big carnival with clowns, flying trapeze artists, tightrope walkers, animals that do tricks like horses, dogs, lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my! Boys and girls, we are going to take all of that stuff and we're going to make our own mobiles. We're going to learn more about mobiles. Mobiles are something that Alexander Calder did. They're like those things that you put above a baby's crib that move around and they go, ooh, ooh, ooh. So you're going to make a mobile today about the circus. Let's find out more. Alexander Calder was born in Pennsylvania in 1898 into an artistic family. His grandfather, his father, and his mother were all artists. However, as a kid, he was great at math, so he decided to study engineering at university. This turned out to be very useful later on when he started inventing his kinetic sculptures. Kinetic is used to describe a type of art that moves either by air or by motor. Here you'll see one of his kinetic sculptures. They kind of look like mobiles. You know, those things you put over a baby's crib? And they swirl around. Well, we're going to watch a short video inspired by Alexander Calder's circus scene right here. Oh, over here. Sorry, guys. In 1926, Calder made a miniature circus out of wires and bits of cork and fabric. He called it Cirque Calder. And artists like Pablo Picasso were invited to come and watch performances. As a kid, Calder loved the circus, especially the acrobats. He was impressed by their ability to balance on wires high up in the air. Have you been to the circus? Do you think Calder captures the magic of a circus performance? Well, I'm going to show you a little video about lines, shapes, and the circus. You will need a piece of paper, a pencil, I have a marker, or 3 small pieces of paper, and a pair of scissors. You will need more things later on. We are going to draw 3 animals today: a monkey, a bear, and a tiger, or I'm sorry, a lion. Whew, I'm losing it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start out with a circle for the head of my bear. Okay. Next, I'm going to put the ears on. An oval for the nose. The oval's laying on its belly. And then 2 U's. Kind of looks like a round W.
2 ovals for the eyes and put some circles in there. Next, I'm going to make an oval or a U shape for his belly. And I can add a circle or an oval in there. He has 2 U arms and legs. Okay, and now to make my life easier, I'm going to flip this upside down. That way I have the head of the monkey up here. Again, I'm going to draw my circle. Now, monkeys have ears on the sides of the head, just like we do, except theirs are huge. People don't have huge ears, or as big as monkeys. I'm going to draw a circle. That's for his snout. Then he has 2 little nose holes and a smiley line for his mouth. I'm going to give him circle eyes with circle pupils so he can see. I'm going to add an oval body. And this one, instead of giving him oval hands and legs, I'm going to have some fun with it. And I'm just going to make him have curved lines with little things at the bottom. And here's my monkey. Fabulous. Now, my lion. Again, if you do it on smaller papers, they'll be a little bit smaller. My lion, I'm going to do this way. I'm going to put his head. It's a circle. I have 2 U's and some ovals for eyes. Then I'm going to do a zigzag line around. That's for his mane. I'm going to give him a little heart nose with that same U shape. I'm going to do a curve and come up. Then I'm going to give him 1, 2 curves for his legs, and I'm going to attach his legs. I'm also going to give him a little tail, zigzag. There we go. Now, what's the next step? The next step is you have to draw a shape around your animal. So remember, a shape is just basically a line that's a fence that eats its tail. Again, we're going to do this. I'm going to do it in different colors so that I don't get confused. They might touch a little bit, and that is okay. I did these super big. Fabulous. And then we're going to do the next one. I'm going to use a different color again, just so I don't get confused. And I'm going to fence my animals in. Very good. Now, I'm going to cut out each of my animals so that I can put them on my mobile. I'm going to start here. I'm going to start on that line, that shape that I made around my animal. Am I cutting on my animal? No siree. I'm cutting on that shape line that I drew. So that's what you need to do. I am only going to cut out one of these right now for the demonstration, but when I come back, all of them will be cut out and I'll be super excited. So there you go, and he is ready to go. And now I'm going to do the next 2. So now that we made our creatures or our people for the circus, it's time to make the base, how it's going to be held together. So my suggestion is to get a paper plate. If you don't have a paper plate, a nice strong piece of paper or a cereal box, maybe the front cover or back cover of an old coloring book, something like that. Or maybe a folder that you have from school, and you're going to just make a really big, make sure it's really, really big, just like that, almost like a snail line. Okay, same thing from here. If I put a circle in the middle or a dot in the middle, I'm just going to spiral out. Slowly but surely. If you make them too skinny, it's going to be hard to cut. This is really important, boys and girls. You are going to need a pair of scissors and either one of those things that I just discussed, or some straws and some tape. So, straws and tape, what, huh? So what I do is if I have straws and tape, I can take my tape, I can crisscross my straws to the best of my ability. My plus line is now looking like an X. It happens, not a big deal. I can just do 2 or I can do 3. That's a little crazy, so I'm just going to do 2. And then I'm going to put the tape the opposite direction. That'll hold on to it just a little bit better. Again, you can use any of the things that I suggested for you to use. So, next, if you are doing the spiral, it's really important to cut your spiral. Now, oh, Mrs. Brundlinger. I've also found that if you're right-handed, it's actually easier to do the spiral going in the opposite direction. I know that sounds really funny, but you'll probably understand when you start cutting it. If I have to cut it in this direction, my hand kind of gets in the way. But I can still do it. And if you notice, my scissors are not completely on that line. It is okay if it's not completely on the line. No one is going to scream, I promise you. So then you have something that kind of looks like a snake. Bouncy, bouncy. Now, I hoped you paused the video and you got the base things that you need. You're also going to need strips of paper or some string, or you might choose to use pipe cleaners. Whatever you have in your stock, go for it. So again, if you don't have those things, pause the video and go get those. All right, so now I'm moving along. I'm simply going to I have tape here, and I'm going to tape it to the bottom of my swirly-doo. Notice how I bend it a little bit. Then I put my tape so that the sticky part is there. And I'm just going to find a spot for it on my swirly-doo, my little spiral snake. And again, I'm going to bend it, put that piece of tape there so the sticky side is face up here. And I'm going to put it on my swirly-doo. Oops, and he fell because Mrs. Brundlinger was not holding the tape. It happens. And so there you go. It looks something kind of like that from above. And from the side, it looks something kind of like this. Craziness. All right, fabulous. So, boys and girls, maybe you did this and you want to add paper, go for it, or you want to add string. Now, there's a couple ways you can do the string. You can just wrap the string around here just like this and get a piece of tape. And I'm just going to take this tape and wrap it around my string so it holds on super nice. Now, you are big kids. I'm going to teach you how to tie. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And here we are. You are going to take your string. You're going to lay it over top of your straw or whatever it is that you're tying. You're now going to crisscross the ends. Make an X. Take the small string and you're going to put it underneath and pop it up, just like Groundhog's Day. He's a groundhog that's coming up through his hole. And I pull it. Great. Beautiful. Just like tying your shoes, guys. You got this. No problem. But guess what? It's not going to stay. So what I have to do is I have to crisscross them again. And no matter what one I'm doing, I'm going to wrap the one that's on top underneath. In this case, it was the small one again. Always put the one on top underneath, make them pop up like Groundhog's Day,